Yes, I'm live now. Welcome once again to another new video. This is Santu Sahu and you are watching Sahu's tutorial. Welcome once again to another new video. Do join quickly. And in this YouTube session, I will be covering the second part. Sorry. Of GATE PYQ. Please do join quickly. And I think that in the previous video, where I was discussing 1 to 20 questions of GATE PYQs, do join quickly. I'll be covering another 20 questions with explanation in this video. Do join quickly. I'm waiting for all of you. I think everything is okay. This PPT is clearly visible and I am also audible to everyone, and we can begin the session without wasting your time. Let's begin the session. Please do like the session, make sure to subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification. And to stay updated, please do join the Telegram channel, that is Santosh Sahu UGC net. So probably in the good evening Godot. Probably in the first video I had made a kind of blunder by saying that Seyfarth's calendar was written by Philip Sidney. So I am extremely sorry for that. Okay, I had multiple times told that Seyfarth's calendar was written by Philip Sidney. It's not by it is not by Philip Sidney. It's by a Spencer, actually written in 1571. So that's why I am here correcting this one. It's by Phillips, not by Philip Sidney, it's by Spencer. Okay, that's why I'm repeating this question. Chalo, here is question number 21. Okay, sometimes it happens. Okay, okay, here is question number 21 on your screen. Exactly, answer is C. But when I was explaining, I told that that Seyfarth's calendar was written by Philip Sidney, but it was not Philip Sidney. I don't know why I had said that. Even I right now can't understand why I had told that. जो भी है, here is question number 21. Let's begin. Okay, here is the question number 21. Okay, in the previous video I had discussed 1 to 20 questions. Match the following plays with genre or style. It's Hayabadana, it's Harvest, Ghashiram Kotwal, Ebam Indrajit. And here the genre or the style: political satire, modernist play reworking the folk, then theater of the absurd, futuristic dystopia. What would be the right answer here? So you all know that Hayabadana is a work by Girish Karnad. And what is Hayabadana meaning? What do you mean by the word Hayabadana? Okay, here are, this is actually a retelling, reworking of the folk. It's a modernist play reworking the folk. That is actually Hayabadana. And Hayabadana means what? Hayabadana means what? That is a strange animal, a strange creature with head of a horse and a body of a man. Exactly. Head of a horse and a body of a man. That is Hayabadana. That is also named as horse face. So in Hayabadana, we have three important characters. Okay, that two friends, Devdutt and Kapila. Okay, Devdutt and Kapila, and their love interest is Padmini. Okay, we have in Hayabadana characters like, okay, let me write it down. I know everybody knows. Yeah, exactly. It's A is the right answer. Exactly, Uttam. So let me first match it. Hayabadana is actually a modernist play reworking the folk. Harvest is a work by Manjula Padmanabhan. It's a futuristic dystopia. Okay, so here this one is actually D, and Ghashiram Kotwal is actually a work by whom? By that is the writer of Silence, the Code in Session, that is Vijay Tendulkar, a political satire. Whereas Ebam Indrajit is a work by Badal Sarkar, uh, that is by that is actually a theater of the absurd. Okay, so Hayabadana is actually, I'm telling you that Hayabadana is based on those two friend, that is Kapila and Devdutt. Okay, Kapila is actually a man of physical strength, whereas Devdutt is a man of knowledge. And their love interest for Padmini. So it's a love triangle. And who is the narrator of this play? The narrator of this Hayabadana is Bhagvat. Okay, Bhagavata. Bhagwat. Bhagavata is actually the main narrator of the play. And one thing you need to remember that the play is opening with the worship of Lord Ganesha. Okay, the play opens with the worship of Lord Ganesha. These are the things you need to know about Hayabadana. So here A is the right option. Okay, now chalo. Now question number 22. Study three examples below. In George Orwell's novel 1984, which is a dystopian novel, the interior ministry of the totalitarian state is called Ministry of Love. Okay, then in the genre of horror fiction, the reader knows that the killer is hiding in the closet, but the protagonist does not. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. William Shakespeare from Julius Shakespeare. These are the instances of metaphor, irony, parody, and synecdoche. Here are three examples are presented. These three examples or instances, these are of metaphor. These are instances of examples of metaphor, irony, parody. It's not synecdoche, it's not even metaphor. We have two options left, irony and parody. So what would be the right answer here? What would be the right answer here? Godud. It's irony, isn't it? It's ironical statement. But Buddha says he was ambitious, and Buddha is an honorable man. This is actually ironical statement, isn't it? So these are all ironical statement here. 20, so 20, yeah, 22B exactly. Exactly. These are all ironical statement. Exactly, Uttam, Godud. All of you are right here. These are in George Orwell 1984. We have the authoritarian, okay, authoritarian government, isn't it? So the state is called Ministry of Love. That is also okay. And how can authoritarian state government can be called Ministry of Love, isn't it? So here these are all ironical statement. So here B is the right option. An implied reader, okay, an implied reader, an actual reader, these are concepts given by the reader response critic. The reader response critic, that is Wolfgang Ayer. Okay, Wolfgang Ayer is giving this concept here, an implied reader. Okay, so what is an implied reader? Reader who participates in creating the meaning of a text, reader who anticipates authorial intention, or hypothetical reader, not the actual reader that the text addresses, a reader who reads critically against the grain of the text. So we have the reader response critic, we have the reader response critic, we have Wolfgang Ayer, we have Norman Holland, and we have Wolfgang Ayer, Norman Holland, Rolla Barth, Stanley Fish. Okay, these are important. Exactly, fantastic. It's a hypothetical reader जो कि not the actual reader. Actual reader कौन होता है? जो टेक्स्ट पढ़ता है, जिसको हाथ में टेक्स्ट है, who is reading the text on hand. So that is an actual reader. Hypothetical reader is actually here an implied reader. Okay, call me Isabel. Okay, hypothetical reader, the not the actual reader, the text that the text addresses. So who is giving here? Wolfgang Ayer. We have Wolfgang Ayer, Norman Holland, Rolla Barth, and Stanley Fish. These are important reader response critic. Now read the following text. A text is made of multiple writings. Okay, these are the keywords. Remember that. A text is made of multiple writings drawn from many cultures and entering into mutual relations of dialogue, parody, contestation. No meaning is fixed. Exactly. But there is one place where this multiplicity is focused, and that place is the reader, not as was hitherto said, the author. The birth of the reader must be at the cost of the death of the author. Okay, so which theoretical school does the excerpt based represent? Reader response critique, formalism, post structuralism, new criticism. These descriptions each based representing, okay, multiple writings, mutual relationship, dialogue, parody, and contestation. Multiplicity is focused. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, well done. Again, no meaning is fixed here. That is here. Even, yeah, that is Rola. Yeah, Rolabad is here. Good evening. Yeah, Rolabad is actually a structuralist. Post even yeah, post structuralist, even a reader response critic. Okay, so here post structuralism is the right answer. Post structuralism here C. Rolabad, death of an author. The essay itself, post structuralism is the right answer. It's not reader response. Talking about the post structuralism. Literary criticism considers which one of the following text as offering the strongest support for mimetic theories of art. Easy one, quickly do answer. Let me come, just do answer. Just 1 minute. Okay. Okay, that is no, no, no. It's not Plato. It's not Plato. Support for mimetic theories of art. Mimetic supporting. Plato does not support. Plato does not support Longinus. It's Aristotle. Poetics. Okay. Literary criticism considers which one of the following texts as offering the strongest support for mimetic theories of art. It's Aristotle. Hmm? No, Plato does not support mimetic, mimesis. Aristotelian's poetic is supporting. Hmm. Chalo. The following passage is about O.V. Vijayan's The Legends of Khasak. Okay, the novel is set in a remote village in the middle of 20th century. The narrative is replete with images of the vast ecosystem of the living and the non-living, a land potent with dreams and legends. The analysis presented in this description is congruent. Congruent means compatible. Okay, with which one of the following concepts proposed by Mikhail Bakhtin? Chronotope, dialism, carnivalux, polyphony. These are all concepts given by Mikhail Bakhtin. Okay. It's exactly, it's chronoto. Chronoto means actually time and space, study of time here, time and space in language. Okay, using time and space in language, that is chronoto. Okay, so here A is the right answer. Which one of the following did not happen in 1919, the year First World War ended? Multiplicity. 27A. Hmm, 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 hmm. Exactly. Exactly. The Progressive Writers Association in India that was established in 1936, whereas in London it was just set up in 1935. In London में 1935 पे हुआ था, in India में 1936 पे हुआ था. Here James Joyce Ulysses was being serialized in 1919. Tagore renounced his knighthood. That is also 1919. The radical political activist and philosopher Rosa Luxemburg was murdered. B, C, D all are right. Whereas the Progressive Writers Association was formed in India in 1936. Chalo, 28. 1935, that is in London. Okay. In India, it was in 1936. Got it? Got it? Chalo. This is an assertion questions. Okay. In the context of the assertion above, which one of the following statements is true? देखो, Dalit narratives tend to be read single dimensionally as evoking the reader's pity. Have you read the question? At the protagonist cast humiliation as telling the story of heroic protest against discrimination, or as a description of the protagonist's rise from misery to triumph. That is also, that is true. It is very true. And there is a tendency to keep the other in the space of difference as perpetually exotic. So other is actually represented as exotic by whom? By especially Edward Said in his work Orientalism. Okay, he is representing other as exotic, perpetually exotic. Okay, Edward Said in Orientalism. So that's why P and Q, both the options are right actually. Are they are compatible assertions? Okay, both are right actually. Got it? Q is also right. Okay, sort of Q is also right. Here other are the exotic. Hmm. So some of the recent novels of Brazilian author Paul Coelho were published in multiple languages simultaneously or immediately after the Portuguese edition. Okay, so which of the following is the phenomenon? Is this phenomenon not an evidence of? Okay, we know that we have Paul Coelho's The Alchemist. The Alchemist is a famous work by Paul Coelho. I have also made a summary on my website. You can visit that also. I had also sent the link in my Telegram channel, where Santiago is actually an important Santiago is an important the protagonist of that novel actually, Santiago. Hmm. Who in search of a hidden wealth travels Egypt. So here, the globality of marketplace for books. True. Paul Coelho's expanding popularity, that is also true. Rebecca Walker's argument that novels are often born translated. The nation as the sole frame for understanding literature. No. Nation as the sole frame for understanding literature. No. It is worldwide actually. P is not evidence of here. This one. D is the answer. Hmm. So Madhavi Kutti is actually a pseudonym for Kamala Das. You are Ananthamurthy's here. In the here, match the authors in the first column with their respective translators in the second column. Okay. Madhavi Kutti, Indira Goswami, Namadeo Thasal, A.K. Ramanujan, Dilip Chetri, Kamala Das, Aruni Kashyap. Okay. Let me tell you that Madhavi Kutti is writing what? Is writing itne like it ente. What is the name of the inte katha? Like that. Okay. And this is actually translated in English as my story. Okay. She is herself translating this work into English as my story. Okay. That is Madhavi Kutti inte katha. That is here my story. Whereas Ivar Ananthamurthy's work, that is Samskara, was translated into English by A.K. Ramanujan. Okay. Now, Dilip Chetri is translating the work. Mm, hmm, that is actually exactly. Got it. Now we have two options left here: Indira Goswami and Namadav Dhassel. Okay. Dilip Chetri is writing what? That is Namadav Dhassel. Name of the work is translating the work of Namadav Dhassel. Okay. And here Dilip Chetri is actually writing the work called that is Poet of the Underworld. Okay. Poet of the Underworld. Okay, this is the work Poet of the Underworld. Whereas Aruni Kashyap is writing the works of in actually translating the work of uh, Indira Goswami. And name of the work is actually the Bronze Sword. The Bronze Sword. Okay, is one of the work. Got it? So माधवी कुट्टी, that is इतने कथा आप जो भी है क्या है, like I found in Google in I in Google after searching ENTE कथा, जो भी है इनते कथा, you are writing here आत्मकथा, now what that, जो भी, that is my story. And here Dilip Chetri is writing poet of the translating poet of the underworld, that is of Namadav Dhassal, whereas Aruni Kashyap is translating the work of Indira Goswami and the name of the work is The Bronze Sword. And chalo, next question. Multiple choice question here. MSQ. These are multiple, it's in multiple select questions. Okay. Question को ठीक से पढ़ना, ठीक है गरुड़. We have MCQ, we have MSQ, ठीक है, in literature part, ठीक है. क्वेश्चन को ठीक से पढ़ना है, ठीक है, देख लेना, ठीक है. इधर पे लिखा है कि क्वेश्चन 31 to 40 मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चंस MSQ. मेरा बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन मैंने एक दो क्वेश्चन करके छोड़ के आ गया था, ठीक है. नहीं तो मेरा कट ऑफ जो था और भी मतलब परसेंटेज जो था और बहुत ज़्यादा होता था। मैंने क्या किया, ओ इस सही है, इसको सही है कर कर एमसीक्यू करके एक आंसर करके चले आए। लेकिन जब एमएसक्यू होगा तो इसको ठीक से देखना, ठीक है। प्लीज़ रीड द क्वेश्चंस वेरी केयरफुल्ली बिकॉज फॉर एमएसक्यू क्वेश्चंस यू हैव देयर विल बी more than one answer, you know all. So which one of the following is a true about Giles Deleuze and Felix Guattari? ठीक है, क्वेश्चन को ठीक से पढ़ना। That is, which of the following is are true about Giles Deleuze and Felix Guattari? The discussion focuses on the writing of French Kafka. Yeah, that is true. Minor literature is literature that is minority, that a minority produces in a major language. Very, very true. Minor literature is form of popular literature. No, it's not a form of popular literature. Minor literature is a literature in a minor language. No, minor literature will be produced by a minority that would be produced in a major language. Okay, remember this concept here. And they discussed actually on the writing of French Kafka. So here, true about A and B, 31. A and B is the right option. Chalo. These are MSQ questions. Okay. O wild west wind, thou wraith of autumn's being, thou from whose unseen presence the leaves dead are driven like ghosts from enchanted fleeing. Yellow and black and pale, hectic red, pestilence striken multitudes, O thou who charriest to their dark wintry bed. O golden tongued romance, O starts with O. O golden tongued romance with serene lute, fair plum siren, queen of a far away. So, and even here you starts with O. So these are all apostrophic. Okay. Both quotes are examples of apostrophe. That is very true. Both quotes use alliteration. Both quotes are examples of aporia. Both quotes are examples of aporia तो नहीं होगा. अब देखना है alliteration है क्या इधर पे. I don't find any alliteration here. West wind, oh wild west wind, kind of alliteration, but I found that they have given the answer here actually best representing. Uh, this is actually question number 32 na. So I found that this is also a kind of personification, isn't it? This is also a kind of personification. So A and D, actually they have accepted A and D. So that's why I will also go with A and D. That is apostrophic and as well as examples of personification. चलो, प्रोलेप्सिस जो घुमा घुमा के बोलना, ठीक है. प्रोलेप्सिस is the representation of or assumption in the present or a future act or development. It is the representation or assumption in the present of a future act or development. ठीक है. Which of the following is an instance of prolepsis? Prolepsis का example क्या है? 6 decades later, she would describe how at the age of 13, 6 decades later, बाद में, ठीक है. So assumption in the present of a future act or development. So of a future act, he would describe how at the age of 13 she had written her away through a whole history of literature. This is also a prolepsis. Horatio, I am dead. This is also a prolepsis. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice. In my younger and more vulnerable years. So this is about the past. No. Many years later, as he faced the firing squad, Colonel Buenda was to remember the distant afternoon when his father took him to discover ice. बाद में so a future act of a future act, assumption in the future act. So that is also true. A, B, and D. Okay, A, B, and D. These are all examples of prolepsis. चलो. Gayatri Chakravarti speaker, can the subaltern speak? Proposes which of the following? The voice of a subaltern is appropriated by intellectuals desiring to speak for the subaltern. Desiring to speak for the subaltern. Very true. It is easy to confuse writing about the subaltern with the subaltern speaking for herself. Subaltern speaking, it is easy to confuse writing about the subaltern with the subaltern with whom, with the subaltern speaking for herself. Yeah, subaltern are speaking for ourselves. All women are subaltern, therefore cannot truly speak. No. The intellectual speaking for the subaltern and the subaltern speaking for herself can be equivalent. The intellectual speaking for the subaltern and subaltern speaking for herself can be equivalent. No, no. It is easy to confuse writing about the subaltern with the subaltern speaking for herself. Yeah, exactly. Can the subaltern speak? So here A and B are right. Which one of the following is are examples of metafiction? Metafiction का मतलब क्या है? What is metafiction? 35. Question of 35. Each chapter is a novel. Each chapter in a novel is narrated by different character. The reader is a character in the novel who interrupts the story because he realizes that he is reading an incomplete text. Huh. That is metafiction. That is metafiction. The narrator of the novel travels into the wild and encounters a man who embodies the horrors of colonial power. No, that is nothing to deal with metafiction. A character in a novel encounters a shabbily dressed man. Soon this man lets us, the readers, know that he is the author of the novel and is contemplating the future of this character. It is also an characteristics of metafiction. A, B and D. These are MSQ. Okay. Multiple selective questions. So we have more than one answer. So here B and D are right answer. Choose the choose one or more options from below. Okay. In contrast to traditional historicism, new historicism rejects the idea that history is an objective narrative of events unfolding in linear time. Here is question number 36. In true does not make a strict distinction between literary and non-literary text. No, they study literary and non-literary text both. Takes a particular interest in the textualization of a material world. Textualization of a material world takes history only to be background. No, textualization of the material world. That is also true. Here A, B, and C. 36 A, B, and C is the other right options actually. These are all MSQ. So A, B, and C. The feminist instances that the personal is political has had profound effects on other genres. Feminist academics in several disciplines now insist that the subjective element must not be left out of the practice of research methods, such as the interview of the theories of knowledge and production. From the passage above, which of the following can be correctly concluded? The feminist insisted that personal is political has a profound effect on other genres. Feminist academics in several disciplines now insist that the subjective element must not be left out of the practice of research methods, such as interview or of the theories of knowledge production. The passage argues that the interviews and theories of knowledge production are not example of research methods. Can be correctly concluded. The personal is political is a feminist argument. The personal is political, it's a feminist argument. Sketch, Maynard, and Purvis and Renz are names of feminist scholar. Yeah, Maynard is actually Purvis. They are feminist scholars maybe. The passage argues that the subjective can legitimately be part of research methods. Subjective can legitimately be part of research method. That is true. The passage argues that interviews and theories of knowledge produced are not example of research method. Are not example of no. So B and C D. B C D 37 B C D are right options. Okay, we have a poem here. This is a long poem. So I am just reading it out. The question actually in Wolfswinger's telephone conversation. Remember that is a poem by Wolfswinger's poem Telephone Conversation. The man seeking to rent a room, okay, responds to the white landlady's racism by. So it should be after reading that, okay, the answer should be here. That is actually describing black as a spectrum as opposed to single color, and locating the race squarely in her ways of seeing and fragmenting the racialist body. Okay, so it should be ACD when you read the poem. Got it? 38. 38. Now 39. In Arthur Conan Doyle's writings featuring Sherlock Holmes, as is the case with the march of 19th century British fiction, colonialism appears as objects, events, animals, places, fears, and diseases. Which one of the following supports this claim? Opium dens in London, frequented by Holmes, the war in which Watson served as a doctor, or the Hound of the Baskervilles, or the paid animals in the adventures of Speckled Band. Which of the following supports this claim? Supports this claim. Opium dens in London frequented by Holmes, the war in which Watson served as a doctor, and the paid animals, that is in the adventure of the paid animals and the adventure of the speckled band, that is also true. So A, B, and D. And today's last question, My Papa's Watch by Theodore Rothke. This is a poem. The whiskey on your breath could make a small boy dizzy. So this is a long poem, and which of the following can be observed about this poem? And I will be updating these questions on my website, that is sahututorial.com. Okay, I'm trying to upload that on sahututorial.com. So in the PYQ section you will be getting this question, sahututorial.com. Okay, you'll be getting all these PYQs of NET and SET and GATE one by one. I am updating the website every day. So by visiting sahututorial.com you'll be getting the all PYQs of NET, SET, and GATE. Okay, but it will take some time because I am myself doing that work, so it will take, it's a lengthy process to update all these questions and to write down all these questions with answer as well. So it will take some time, but I am actually I have already decided that I will be providing all the PYQs there on my website. So here the right option should be, that is there is a simile in the first stanza, and images in the last two stanzas suggest that the father is a working class man. Okay, so if you read that poem, you'll be able to answer that. This is actually a MSQ question, the multiple selective question. That's why we have more than one answer. B and C are the right answer. Okay, tomorrow uh, I'll be conducting another session. ठीक है, चलो. Thank you once again for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification. And do join the Telegram channel, that is Santu Sahu UGC Net. Okay. Good night everyone. And let the channel spread with your friends as well. Thank you.